I've been fishing the Credit for approximately 30 years, and it's been good to me. Water's pretty. It's one of the last trout streams in southern Ontario that's kept its quality of fishing and the clarity of the water. And it's just that it's so close to home. You know, it's like a 35, 40-minute drive for me. So I can be here in a short time.
The Credit River captures an area that's about 1,000 square kilometers in size. It's about 100 miles from the top of the watershed in Orangeville down to Port Credit. Within that area, we capture the city of Mississauga and city of Brampton and the town of Caledon. We also have drainage from Georgetown and Acton and Erin, so it's quite an extensive area. Credit Valley Conservation Authority was created almost exactly 50 years ago today. And it's really a reflection of community interest in the river and the watershed. It's a partnership between the 11 municipalities, the province, and the residents and landowners within the area. And we're responsible for the watershed and its management and stewardship. The Credit River is a very important area within southern Ontario. The fish that are found within the river are world-renowned. People come from everywhere to fish it because of the diversity of species that are within the river and the beautiful landscape that can be found in many areas, such as the Forks of the Credit.
The sound of the water over the riffles and everything, and just hoping that there's a fish behind each boulder, and just walking down the river and practicing my wading, practicing my casting, and seeing a rising trout. The challenge is there. As soon as you see a rising trout, the challenge is there. He's there, and I'm here, and then we're going to play that game. I'll cast, and he looks at the fly. If he doesn't like it, I'll change my fly. I'll cast again. He'll make another move for it, and if he didn't spook him, he'll come for it. It's a great place to be. It really is. My daughter was born in 1986. And I brought her up here her first summer when she was 6 months old in a pack sack. And I'd carry her up and down the river while I fished because I didn't want to babysit in Toronto. And then later on, when she was like 2 years old, I gave her a fishing rod and I made sure that she wouldn't get too wet. And I taught her how to cast a fly. And she was my company. When she was younger, in her formative years, like when she was 7 and 8 years old, 9 years old, she'd fish with me 2 or 3 times a week. And now that she's a teenager, once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks. Yeah, but she still likes it.
I've been fishing with my dad for about 17 years, ever since I was a little baby. And the part that I like about fishing is that it's quiet. There's not that many people around. I get to spend time with my dad that I don't usually get to spend with him. And it's beautiful around here. It's pretty. You get to like chill. I've noticed that there's more people here than when I was little. Before, when we came fishing, there never used to be that many people around. But like we always see people coming down the river while we're fishing, or we see other people. I think that my dad's catching smaller fish. I don't think he's catching as many big fish as he used to. Maybe that could be a difference in when I was younger.
The size of the fish in the Credit River has been going downhill because of the people taking fish out here. And they're coming back. There's more, like since last year when they implemented a little bit of no-kill in certain sections of the water, especially Trout Unlimited did a lot of work here. There's a lot more fish than there was 5, 6 years ago. And it makes it more interesting, a little more entertainment.
Oh, there's a big one over there.
The river and its watershed have been facing incredible challenges over the last 20 to 25 years with all the growth that's being experienced within the Greater Toronto Area. The watershed is sitting right on the boundary of the GTA, and so we're getting a lot of growth pressures from the southern portions of our watershed. The city of Mississauga is virtually completely developed at this point, and the city of Brampton is now growing from east to west. So urbanization is probably the greatest threat currently being experienced in the watershed.
From a cedar swamp in the hills of Mono onto Lake Ontario, this trusting river of rapid walks, where the native traders would go. They'd fish the salmon 12 miles from York, flowing cotton.
Riverfest was started in 1999 by 4 people who were very concerned about the awareness of the river and the protection of it. In fact, the motto for Riverfest is the Credit River Protected for Life. Some of the environmental activities that are taking place in Willow Park Ecology Center are butterfly release, electrofishing activities.
Electrofishing involves putting an electrical current through the water using a backpack unit, basically with a car battery on the back of your back and 2 probes, one ahead of you called an anode and another probe behind us called the cathode. And that sends out an electrical current surrounding us in the water. And those electrical current affects the electrical impulses in the muscles of any animal and really temporarily affects their swimming ability and permits us to net those fish, put them into a bucket, and then take them up on bank and process them by identifying the species and taking length and weight measurements. 24.4, and then returning them to the river. We use fish as environmental indicators or barometers, much like you hear people saying the canary in the coal mine gives us an idea of air quality in the mines. Well, fish give us a very good idea of the water quality as well as the watershed conditions in a stream. People should care about the health of the Credit River. Specifically, it is our source of drinking water. But aside from drinking water, the health of the river system also provides our playgrounds, our recreational areas where a lot of people, after a hard day's work in the GTA, come to the river system or enjoy some of the forests and wetlands for recreation as well.
This is a lot of fun. We like to take our kids here and just show them something different, something other than, rides and McDonald's and that sort of thing. Just nice to get outside and show them nature.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
We also have vendor activities that are going on, various people from companies that are interested in exhibiting here. We also have an art show that involves art for people who are interested in the Credit River. And then we have music that's taking place, folk music.
For the 16 miles of good land and water, where the Credit River flows.
I believe that the Credit River is worth celebrating in this fashion because it brings awareness to people in the area and in the wider area as well about the need to protect the resource that we have here and to treasure it and to enhance it if we can.
Just so close to Toronto, and yet it's 15 degrees cooler up here in the summertime. If you want to cool off, this is the place to come to. It's pretty, especially in July in the evening. When the birds start singing, whew, peace and quiet, it really is. Yeah, all the troubles, they melt, they disappear. I can't wait to wake up in the morning to get here. I fall asleep in about 2 seconds and I go, oh, another beautiful day to go to the trout stream. That's the way I think about it. I love it.
From the highlands of the Niagara Escarpment, where the Credit River flows.
Oh, maybe tomorrow we'll catch a bigger one.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario. CPA Ontario is a regulator, an educator, a thought leader, and an advocate. We protect the public. We advance our profession. We guide our CPAs. We are CPA Ontario. And by viewers like you. Thank you.